Imagine your car breaks down tomorrow. A €700 repair out of nowhere. For some people, that's a stressful but manageable afternoon. For others, it's the start of a debt spiral that takes months to escape. The only difference between those two people isn't income. It's whether they had an emergency fund. Today I'll show you exactly what an emergency fund is, how much you actually need, where to keep it, and how to build one even if money is tight. This is the least exciting topic in personal finance. And quietly, the most important. Let's get into it. Let's start with what an emergency fund really is. It's simply a pile of cash, set aside and untouched, whose only job is to catch you when life throws a financial surprise. Not a holiday, not a new phone, a real emergency, a job loss, a medical bill, an urgent repair. Think of it as a financial airbag. You hope you never need it, but the one time you do, it changes everything. Here's why it matters more than almost anything else. Without a buffer, a single surprise faces you into bad options: the credit card at 20% interest, a quick loan, borrowing from family. And once you're in that hole, the interest makes it deeper. The emergency fund breaks that chain before it starts. It's the foundation that everything else, investing, saving, building wealth, stands on. Trying to invest without an emergency fund is like building the second floor of a house before the first. So how much do you actually need? The classic answer is 3 to 6 months of your essential expenses. Notice the word essential. Not your full lifestyle. Just the things you'd still have to pay if your income stopped: rent, food, utilities, transport, insurance. Add those up, multiply by 3 for a starting target, by 6 for a comfortable one. If your essentials are €1,500 a month, your first target is €4,500, and your full target €9,000. Now, 3 to 6 months is the goal, but don't let that number scare you into doing nothing. The difference between 0 and 1 month of expenses is enormous. That first €1,000 is the hardest and the most valuable, because it turns most small emergencies from a disaster into a mild annoyance. So the real first target isn't 6 months. It's 1. Get that, then keep going. Where should you keep it? 3 rules. First, separate. Not in your everyday checking account where it blends in with your spending money and quietly disappears. A different account, ideally at a different bank, so it's out of sight and out of temptation. Second, accessible. This is not the place to invest in stocks. You need to be able to reach this money within a day or two, because emergencies don't wait for markets. A simple high-interest savings account or a money market account is perfect. Third, boring. This money's job is not to grow, it's to be there. A little interest is nice, but safety and access come first. Let's talk about how to build it when money feels tight. The trick is the same one that works for everything in personal finance. Automation. Set up an automatic transfer, even a small one, on the day you get paid, before you have a chance to spend it. €50 a month feels like nothing, but it's $600 a year, and the habit matters more than the amount. Speed it up with windfalls. A tax refund, a bonus, a gift. Send it straight to the fund instead of letting it evaporate. And if you can, temporarily cut 1 or 2 non-essentials and redirect that money until the fund is full. It's not forever. It's a sprint to build your safety net. Now, one of the most important parts? What actually counts as an emergency? Because a fund you raid every month for things that aren't emergencies isn't a safety net. It's just a savings account you keep emptying. An emergency is unexpected, necessary, and urgent. A broken boiler in winter, yes. A medical bill, yes. Losing your job, absolutely. A sale on something you wanted. A spontaneous weekend trip. The new phone model. No, no, and no. Those are planned spending, and they come from a different pot. The discipline to leave the fund alone is what makes it work. When you do use it for a real emergency, that's not failure. That's the fund doing its job. Just make refilling it your next priority. And here's the quiet magic of having one, beyond the money itself. Peace of mind. People with an emergency fund make better decisions everywhere else in their lives. They can walk away from a bad job because they're not one paycheck from disaster. They don't panic sell their investments in a downturn because they don't need that money to survive. The fund doesn't just protect your wallet, it protects your choices. So let's bring it together. An emergency fund is cash set aside for real surprises, and it's the foundation of your entire financial life. Aim for 3 to 6 months of essential expenses, but start with a first target of just one. Keep it separate, accessible, and boring. Build it automatically, a little every payday, and speed it up with any windfall. Protect it fiercely, and only touch it for true emergencies. It's not exciting, but it's the difference between a surprise being an inconvenience and being a catastrophe. If this helped, the next episode breaks down the simplest budget that actually works, the 50-30-20 rule. So your saving runs on autopilot. I'll see you there.